Hey ladies, welcome to the She Jumps Refresh Recap. This is Mel, and I'm going to take the next 15 minutes to address the changes that are coming down to the pipe. I thought I'd take a new approach and try to get you onto a YouTube rather than a conference call because I know that we have wonderfully busy lives. And so what you're going to see over the next few minutes are the same slides presented by Claire to those of us who were on the conference calls on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to recap them, but be aware that this is a top-down overview and many things are still developing. So ask for your patience as we go through this. I know that you're going to have tons of questions, and so you can direct them towards me. You can email Claire. You can send them to Tamara. But like I said, this is just an overview, and there's going to be a lot more information coming in the next few weeks as they start to implement this. Here are the topics that they covered as far as in restructuring. They'd like to recall it a refresh because so many of the things that we already do are included. They'll just be more organized and more structured. And I know that a lot of us have had conversations about our desire for more organization within She Jumps. And so your requests have been heard. And so we'll all just have to be patient while we see how this all plays out. Okay. So the executive director, Claire, does not change. However, there might be some changes to the board of directors, and that includes adding an advisory board. I know that Claire said that she would take referrals and recommendations as far as this board and when they're looking at restructuring it. But the board of directors will be focused on more of a business-minded people and personnel, which is typical of board of directors. They've also added a director of partnerships and Get the Girls Out, which is Tamara Jarek. She is also in charge of corporate sponsorship. So if you have someone that approaches you or emails you and says, well, we'd love to work with She Jumps on a corporate level, you need to direct them to Tamara. This is not local sponsorship, but more something that all of She Jumps would be involved with. They're also adding an ambassador program. I'll talk about that a little bit more, but we don't know a whole lot about that because that will be unveiled in the next coming weeks, but the director for that will be Carla Hunter. As far as regions go, we'll still have regional coordinators. They used to be called regional directors. They're changing that to regional coordinators, ambassadors, which is all of us, anybody that's basically going to listen to this, and of course your volunteers. Okay, so our promise hasn't changed to increase female participation in outdoor activities. But one thing that was brought to the table was how are we delivering our promise? When we go to a happy hour and we meet lots of different people from all sorts of different companies and they want to get involved, but they want to know, how do we deliver our promise? What does that look like? When we donate money to She Jumps, where does that go? What are you doing with that? And so we want to make sure that we are delivering our promise, which is to our programs, educational initiatives, and events allow us to inspire and infuse the She Jumps mission into communities, encouraging and supporting women of all ages and abilities to get outdoors and thrive. And so this is kind of in this restructuring, the refresh, they're looking at those things. How are we inspiring and infusing our mission into everything that we do for women of all ages? And you're going to see changes coming down the pipe as far as youth initiatives and things that anybody from 5 to 60 could be participating in. So they separated age groups. And this, I know this looks like a lot of different age groups, but from a teacher perspective, you can see elementary, junior high and high school, college, post-college, and beyond. And so really, they want our promise to be manifested itself through different offerings depending on the age group so that any person, no matter how old they are, could participate in She Jumps. And theoretically, what they could do is start with She Jumps at a very early age and go all the way through all of our different programs and continue to be involved no matter what stage of their life they're in, no matter where they're at. So a girl could come to some of our clinics as a child and maybe go to the Alpine Finishing School later in life and then in turn give back and volunteer herself. Okay, so here's some of our program initiatives that we already are doing, but we might look at them in depth and try to create more depth in those areas. Get the Girls Out, outdoor education ambassadors, clubhouse members, youth-specific initiatives, and we're going to go over each one of those in detail. All right, the Get the Girls Out. The Get the Girls is changing. It's kind of going from a a grassroots meetup and have fun to something that we can potentially make some money off of, and again, infuse our mission into more than one age group. So it's becoming a national campaign that's almost going to be its own separate entity. Tamra Jarek is going to be the program director, and this event will cultivate community for women to have fun, connect with new and old friends, and create opportunities for women to share their love for the mountains. So we're looking to ensure that younger generations can continue to get outside and they have those opportunities to do so and meet women that might be able to mentor them. And so as opposed to just having a get the girls out, meet up and ski, say at 11 o'clock, what might end up happening is for some girls to come and put on a workshop for younger girls, and then later the older girls would come and see this workshop already going, so that if they were asked to give a $20 or $30 donation for coming to the She Jumps events, they would see exactly what their money is going to when they show up on the mountain. They're also going to be more corporate sponsors. For instance, Kate's Bars has been donating bars to our Get the Girls Outs. We will have a conference call to go over this. I know that Tamra said that in the next few weeks she would schedule a conference call for specifically the Get the Girls Out. But if you are looking to organize a Get the Girls Out, she will be who you will need to contact. And you will be the person that's on the ground at the local mountain and making the contacts, but she's going to basically provide you with a structure to do so. Okay. Outdoor education. She Jumps outdoor education initiatives include our avalanche workshops, which I know that we've had. They also might be the ski tuning days, the wax and wines. We do these already. We're going to continue to look at how we can add to this area. And they might look different in different locations around the United States or even beyond. For instance, on the Front Range, we are not as hip to the skiing as the Summit County is. However, we have a very big climbing community. So it might be talking about setting up different types of anchor systems, anything like that. But we are looking to kind of develop our outdoor education and continue to grow that. We do a great job now. We just want to make sure that we're, again, reaching all of our goals, which within this is education, community, and safety. We want people to know that we are dedicated to other people's safety. While we want you to take that risk and jump in, we want to make sure that you do it in a supported environment. Okay, so what's new? New in 2013 is the She Jumps into the Mountains. We're going to try to start a youth camp. Camps for young women utilizing skills, curriculum, and inspirational Girafficorn approach. I know this is a really big thing for Lindsay. I'm actually writing a grant right now to see if we can get something going in Colorado. They also are continuing with the Alpine Finishing School, and that way girls have the opportunity to, again, jump out and take their game to the next level. If you can dream it, you can do it. And so we're going to have to think about, from our local resources, how we can grow our outdoor education opportunities as needs arise. And that's one of the places that we can use things like the clubhouse to see what girls want to do. Okay, so our ambassador program. This is also new. This is everyone that is deeply involved in She Jumps and committed. It's not just the girl that shows up to Get the Girls Out, slaps a Girafficorn sticker on her helmet, and shreds all day long, leaves. But it's the people that set all these up. They're the people that break all of it down. As Tamra put it, they're the ones that have their ear to the ground and their finger to the wind. Ambassadors are the beacon for She Jumps at every level. And so they are creating a program for ambassadors. Again, Carla is going to be the person that heads this up. We are going to get some sponsorship here, and there will be some kickback for ambassadors because you deserve it. We all deserve it. So you can be looking for that to come in the next few weeks as well. I think that might come after the Get the Girls Out conference call, but just be patient as this is all being put together. I know that it's almost March of 2013, but I think it's going to be a great year for us, and you're going to really like what changes are in store. Okay, so I briefly mentioned the clubhouse earlier, but let's revisit that just a little bit. We still have our clubhouse. And this is where we have a grassroots voice. It's a very organic place for people to talk about the things that are near and dear to their heart as far as the outdoors go. They also can build a community, find different couches to sleep on when they decide to go to Salt Lake City or to Portland and they live in Colorado, whatever. And so it's to create a community. You know, we want to make sure it's a healthy lifestyle. That's why we have women only. And then it's organic program development. This is where we can hear the voices. So we want to make sure that we're being present upon our clubhouse. I know that every once in a while, 2 weeks or maybe even 2 months will go by before you log in. But if you have something to say, get on there and make sure that your voice is being heard. As well as if we have events that we're creating, we'll also need to get those on the clubhouse. The new youth initiatives. This includes the youth element of our Get the Girls Out program, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. Maybe a clinic and a workshop early in the morning before the Get the Girls Out for the older women happen. We're going to make sure that each one of these infuses at least one dimension of wellness, which are listed here. The social, cultural, intellectual, physical, emotional, environmental, spiritual, and occupational. So the jump in, jump out, jump up, and jump out. Remember, our target is the junior high to the high school girls, and our elementary, I guess, all the way through high school. And so this will be a national campaign. As we develop ideas on this, or if you have something, maybe you have some connections, be sure to bring those to the table. While there is a restructuring process going, we want to make sure that we get everyone's voice heard. Okay, here's something new and big. As opposed to it being She Jumps Colorado or She Jumps Utah. It's now going to be split into different regions, which you can see here. That doesn't really change how we do things. However, it makes it easy to organize for our accountability. Okay, so here's the accountability piece. Each region is now going to be responsible for these following things. 9 total Get the Girls Outs, 3 youth-specific initiatives, 3 outdoor education initiatives, one is spring, summer, and winter, and 2 different fundraisers. And the next slide is you're going to see how this breaks down into fundraising. So here are the fundraising responsibilities, and basically what we know is that She Jumps is not sustainable unless we're pulling money in. All the money raised, 20% will stay within the region, and 80% will go to the organization. We are looking at getting a more full-time staff member because we know that the needs are not being met with just volunteer power alone because we all have jobs, we're in school, we are busy, and when it comes down to it, She Jumps might have to go on the back burner for the way that we feed our mouths. And so we are moving towards getting a more full-time staff person. In the last 5 years that She Jumps has lived, no one's gotten paid. And so the 80% will not just go towards that, but it will also go toward our national programming and making sure that we have these stickers and everything that we might need to give out. We just got our T-shirts in the mail. We will be responsible for $25 for each T-shirt from our region to go back to the organization. So just take a look at this. Again, more information will come in the future. Okay, our Facebook, we want to make sure that we have a unified voice, something that we're all on the same page and sending out the same message to fulfill our mission for She Jumps. And so this is what our Facebook page is going to look at. And right now it's kind of a free-for-all, and so we're going to make sure that that stays very organized. And we have one person that's going to make sure that things get posted in a timely fashion so we can take more of a business approach and use our marketing tactics to make sure that we have our unified voice. I have a minute left, so this has to go fast. Okay, so if you have an event to submit for Facebook, make sure that you're going to email it to rach.eden@gmail.com. And make sure that you put the subject event, name event, where it is, time, and 3 to 5 sentence description, as well as the administrators that you want to be included. It would also help if you'd CC me on the event because that way I can make sure that you're supported here in Colorado with what you need to get for that event. Okay, so like I said, it's a top-down overview. I know what you're going to have questions, you're going to have comments. I ask that you just stay patient as all this is coming down the pipe. You can expect in the future follow-up emails, follow-up calls, but please follow these guidelines as they are being implemented really quickly. And so hang on in there. I think it's going to be a really great thing. And continue to support the webpage by, if you have any information to submit, please do so. Thank you.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.